So you will reschedule them to come back the following week, and you're going to allow them to leave without insurance. Okay? Now, think about it. Think about it. What is the right thing to do? Now, first of all, let's understand what position you have. What's your position? What's your duties? What's your obligations? Okay. First of all, you're an insurance specialist. Okay. What does that mean? You're a professional. Your job is to help every single customer that gives you the opportunity to help them leave with insurance. That's your job. Your obligation as a insurance specialist is to give them an opportunity to leave with insurance. Bottom line. You cannot help everybody in all of their situations in general. You could only help them by making the best decision with insurance. Now, let me give you a little bit of information. It's all about priorities. Now, for instance, insurance may not be a priority for that customer because they only have $100 and, they need food, bills, and all of that good stuff. But guess what? Your job is to educate them, to review risk, to review the consequences of leaving without insurance, and to also emphasize on the fact that your job is to help them. Your job is to help them to find a solution. Your job is to give them an opportunity to leave with insurance. That is your job. That's your obligation as a specialist. Your job is to make sure they have the opportunity to choose either yes, I want it, or no, I don't. And it's not your job to reschedule them. Your job is to educate them, to give them all the pros and cons, to put them in a real life scenario, to have them envision the consequences so that they could understand what type of decision they're making. Insurance is a priority. You have to educate the client. It may not be a priority in the beginning, but after emphasizing, elaborating, educating them, they will change their perspective. Now, it's your job, your obligation to let them know that if they leave without insurance, there's a lot of consequences, such as a ticket, their license being suspended if they're involved in an accident, paying money out of pocket if they hit a vehicle and they're responsible for the accident. So you give them that information so they can make the best decision. If you put a customer in a position where they have the option of choosing their pros and cons, then at that point, you have done your job. And I could guarantee you 99% of the time, they're going to choose to leave with insurance because they understand that if they only have $100, getting a ticket is going to be $700. So if they only have $100, imagine how are they going to pay those $700? Now think about it. They walk in, they come back a week when you reschedule them, and they tell you, look, Rudy, well, I got pulled over. Now I'm responsible to pay for a ticket for $700. How are you going to feel? You're a professional. Your job is to help them with insurance. As a professional, you're going to feel bad. Shame on you for not helping them because you advised them to come back and reschedule when your obligation is to make sure they leave the office with insurance. That's it. Everything else, they need to figure it out. Okay, we can't help everybody on every single level. So you can only help them with an insurance. So you got to remember, you got to help them within the situation, the service that they're requesting, and the service that we provide. Number 6, you got to understand we are helping customers. You got to believe that we are helping customers, and we are. There's a lot of agencies that don't offer service. There's a lot of agencies that don't offer information, don't offer coverages, don't offer knowledge. All they do is just offer options. See, the knowledge that you're gaining today is for you to be equipped with all the knowledge that's out there for everything that you should know. So when you're educating the client, you're giving them all the information. We actually do care about our clients. We're willing to do whatever it takes to help them, but we are following the concept of quality service. Our whole focus, our whole purpose is to help them. But of course, we're sales agents, so we're selling insurance, but we're also helping them make the best decision. Now, number 7, cost versus value. Now you have to understand that a business utilizes a system where we offer an idea. For example, a lowball option. I could offer $40 to $45, and I'm not misleading the client. I'm just sharing some information to let them know what they could qualify for. Now, simply by me telling a customer, look, you may qualify for $40 to $50 a month, give me an opportunity so I could give you a quote. So I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just offering an idea of what they could qualify for. So you don't have to feel like you're giving them information that's not adequate or that's not accurate. In the contrary, your goal is to give them information, to give them an idea of how we could help them. Look at Black Friday, for example. Black Friday is just an idea that attracts a lot of attention. They're not putting the whole store at 50, 70% off. No, what they do is they choose a few items. Those items, they put them at a lower price and they advertise, they promote those items. But it may be just a small quantity. TVs, for example, Best Buy may grab 2-3 different models of TVs or styles of TVs, and they may choose 10 of them, 10 total or 5 total, and that's it. They're not going to sell their whole stock. You know, they're only going to sell a few just to generate traffic, just to bring people in. And then, of course, you walk in with the intention of buying a TV. The TV is no longer available, so now you're buying a stove, you're buying a computer, you're buying something else. So that's the whole concept of generating business. So when we use the idea that we work with 70 different companies, the idea that we have monthly payments as low as $30 to $40, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're offering wrong information. On the contrary, we're generating traffic. Now, as soon as you sit down in front of the client, then at that point, you start educating them and giving them all the information necessary for them to understand why they qualify or why they don't qualify. And at that point, it's our job to try to convince them and persuade them to get a policy. Selling the idea of what they could pay for is the whole purpose of why we offer a low-ball option. Nothing negative. Every industry in sales, every business that sells either service or a product use the same concept. For instance, you may go to a clothing store and it has, buy 2 items and get the third 50% off, or buy 2 items and get the third item for free. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're giving it to you for free. All they did is just lower their cost for the third item to sell more quantity. So if you walk in with the intention of just getting one item, now you got convinced because you are getting the third a lot cheaper. They sell you the idea that you should buy 3 instead of 1. So it's just a strategy to sell more. Nothing negative. No one uses it in a negative way. It's just to attract more attention. If you're not attracting attention, then you're not doing a good job. If you're not generating traffic, then you're not doing a good job. If you're not closing deals, charging, for your service, then you're not doing a good job. And you have to understand that it's part of the business, nothing negative. Our position as a sales agent requires you to be persuasive, to offer everything ethically, but to make sure that we charge for our service. How much are you worth? How much value are you offering? All of these questions you must ask yourself. So once again, mentality. This is very important. The way you look at things, okay? Your mentality will either help you or it would make things a lot more difficult.